my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rachel and this is my brand new YouTube channel where I'm going to be sharing things like cooking, cleaning, kids crafts, hair tutorials, stuff like that. I have some really exciting videos coming up for you, including I did a front porch makeover. I have my 3 go-to hairstyles that I'm filming and I will put that up in a video. I'm doing a deep clean of a couple different areas of our house. So if any of that interests you, please hit the subscribe button. I always point to the wrong spot, so I'm gonna say here. And hit the thumbs up button if you would be so kind. I said button really weird, and what am I sitting on? Hit the thumbs up button. It really supports channels like mine that are brand new. It just helps us in the YouTube algorithm. So it really does do something, and I always make sure when I'm watching a YouTube video on a channel that I love, I hit the thumbs up button because it's really supportive of that channel. Today we are doing 4th of July themed crafts and 2 4th of July themed desserts. There are some hilarious moments in this video and I hope you enjoy it. It wasn't all a Pinterest win, and I'll just leave the rest for you to be surprised. So enjoy this video. Okay, so what we do is we make red stripes on here. So you'll see this craft just could not be easier. I guess it could be easier if you had red striped paper already, which is what I think the blog post called for, but we did not. So we just made our own red striped paper, and I thought that was kind of fun. Just added a little bit to this extremely simple craft and just gave us another thing to do, I guess. And the kids really enjoyed this part. So all you need for this is a piece of paper, a couple of toilet paper rolls, a couple rubber bands. I actually reinforced with tape, so if you have tape, grab that, and a couple of balloons. So then you're just going to cut the paper down to about the size of a toilet paper roll, wrap the paper around it, secure it with some tape or glue or whatever you have. The kids are a little bit young to obviously do this by themselves, so I was doing a lot of it, but like putting the tape on was something they could help with, and pretending to wrap the paper around the toilet paper roll was something they could do. So then you take the balloons, you go ahead and tie the knot without blowing it up, cut off the end, and then stretch that over the toilet paper roll. I had some balloons that were pretty old, so they were kind of brittle, and all of them that I used ended up ripping and like slicing down the side as I stretched it over. So if you have newer balloons, that would be advisable. And I made it work. Like I just taped the torn part and it ended up working fine. So if it happens, no sweat. What happened?
I broke it.
Oh no. So the blog post called for marshmallows, but I couldn't find them, so we just did Reese's Puffs, and it worked just fine. I mean, any small snack would work fine. But these might hurt a little if you get nailed in the face with it than marshmallows.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna pull and then let it go. Watch. See that? Watch this. Can I do it? Okay. Okay, pull it right here. Pull this.
I'm not pull.
No. There you go. Is it fun or what? Watch, ready?
Yeah.
Pull.
You were up there.
I know. Do you want to do it?
No.
Okay, I'll get some more snacks to put in here. Grab a hold of this thing and then let go. Whoa! There you go. Pull. Let go. Wow, those went really far. Okay, let go. Let go. You don't want to do it in someone's face. Now let go. Let go.
Put some more in it. Oh, I put some more in it. I'll eat some of it.
Okay.
Oh, pour it in
Oh,
it.
whoa! Ah! Just eat the ones that are on the concrete right here. Holy jeez, it's hot out here. So we will be making 2 desserts and kind of tag teaming them. The first is going to be the dirt dessert, which I made patriotic with the decorations I put in the flower pots. And we're also making a sugar cookie based fruit pizza while my baby sleeps. So what you're going to need for all of this is powdered sugar, milk, butter, cream cheese, sugar cookie, whipped topping, gummy worms, some French vanilla pudding mix, and Oreos, and then some fresh fruit for topping the fruit pizza. And I'm only using strawberries and blueberries because I'm going to make it look like an American flag. I'm usually a bake from scratch kind of girl, but when it comes to a fruit pizza, I feel like the pre-made sugar cookie works better. It just bakes easier and, I don't know, is done in the middle a little bit better than a homemade sugar cookie. I did the homemade sugar cookie last year and spent an entire afternoon on making it from scratch, and then when we took it over to my parents' house, it slid off the back of the golf cart and it was in a glass dish and it just shattered and broke in the driveway. So I have a little bit of PTSD, so I'm just going to be making this with the store-bought sugar cookie. While that's baking, I'm getting the frosting for the fruit pizza started. This is the best buttercream recipe I've ever used, and it's incredibly simple. It only has 4 ingredients. It's just butter, powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla. And I'll leave a link for that recipe below. Actually, for all of these recipes. So the frosting is done, or it's actually whipping up in the mixer right now, and I'm getting started on the dirt dessert. Step 1 is to get your pudding going, so I'm just whisking that together with some milk. The fruit pizza base is going in the oven, and the frosting is done. These recipes work really well together because I use the mixer to make the frosting for the sugar cookie fruit pizza. You could also use just a store-bought frosting, but I personally think homemade is way better. The same ingredients that you used to make the frosting are used also in the dirt dessert. And as you can see, I just sprayed powdered sugar everywhere. So now I have to add a little bit more back. So you add cream cheese, butter, and then you put the pudding mixture in there and some powdered sugar, and you mix all of that together, and that's the base for your dirt dessert. My 10-minute timer for the cookie is done. I'm listening to Penny and Sparrow. I'm getting a little bit stressed out just watching myself try to dovetail all of these desserts. So I'm taking the fruit pizza out of the oven. It looks perfect, absolutely perfect, cooked to perfection. It was actually a little bit doughy in the middle, but our family likes that. And please remove the hair from the pan before baking next time. So we need to let the fruit pizza cool for a while before frosting it, and now the next step is to crush up the Oreos, which I'm using my hunky husband to do that. While he's doing that, I am going to decorate the flower pot in a 4th of July theme. I just got this flower pot super duper on sale at Ross, and it was like $3, I think, and it says I will survive on one side, which is funny if you're planting something. But I just used the other side, and I'm using Sharpies to create a design on it. I just kind of made this up on a whim. So I had set out my frozen Cool Whip earlier, and now it's thawed, so I'm adding that to the dirt dessert base. I hate the instructions that say fold it in because it just really stresses me out because I don't want to accidentally mix it too much. So then it's super simple. You just layer, just like a lasagna, you layer the cookie and the pudding mixture in your flower pots. You can put it just like in a glass dish if you want, but it's really fun to get. I got little tiny flower pots for the kids in our family, and then the big flower pot for the grown-ups. And you just keep layering cookies, then pudding, until you get to the top, and you want to end with the cookie so that it looks like dirt. My dirt actually was lumpier than I wanted, but this was a trial run, so it's okay. Now I know for next time. I think next time what I will do differently is Take some of just the cookie part of the Oreo and crush them up really fine to be more like a dirt texture, and maybe mix that into the pudding so that it all looks a little darker, because my pudding base was pretty light colored, so it wasn't as realistic. Like, I want it to look like we're eating actual dirt. And you just adorn your flower pots with adorable decorations. I got all of these decorations from the Dollar Tree, actually, so run to your Dollar Tree and just get red, white, and blue flowers and a couple of flags, and you are set. So it is now the next morning. I went ahead and let my fruit pizza base cool all night before I frosted it. If you do it when it's still warm, the frosting will just melt and it makes a huge mess. So I gave it all night to cool off, and then I went ahead and frosted it. I left my frosting in the refrigerator, so this morning I had to put it back in the mixer and just whip it back up so that it was spreadable again. You might want to set it out a little earlier than you're ready to spread it, just to let it warm up a little bit. And then you just take your fruit, make sure it's nice and washed and clean, and then you decorate your pizza. This part's really fun. If you had kids that were a little bit older, actually my kids could probably do this. They would just really trigger my OCD if they weren't putting it in a direct, perfect line. So I thought it turned out super adorable, super cute, very patriotic, and incredibly easy. If any of you guys know the person who invented saran wrap, please send me their info. I would like to have a chat with him or her. So that is going to wrap up this video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you have not already, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I just want to point out that this cake is going very quickly. In real time, it's almost half gone, and I have shared some of the dirt with the family, but the markers that I used on the pot were actually, instead of a Sharpie, they were a fabric Sharpie. So they are not staying, it's not staying at all. It's wiping off as soon as you touch it. So I'm having to be really careful with the pot, but I might try to find some regular Sharpies because those will stay at least for a while. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a really fabulous weekend. Whether you're in the United States and you're celebrating our independence or around the world, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Bye.